first half of my career was really spent in the book publishing business, and then moved into the magazine publishing business, spent a bunch of years, a dozen years at Fortune magazine, and also for the last couple of those wearing two hats of Fortune and Business 2.0. Then moved to Harvard Business Review. I was the editor and managing director of Harvard Business Review for half a dozen years, and the 6 years or 5.5 years just prior to this, I've been the Chief Marketing and Knowledge Officer of Booz & Company, the consulting firm, where I have overseen the firm's intellectual agenda and strategy and business magazine. If you think about the American economy, when most people think about the American economy, they think of big companies, they think of giant companies, General Motors, General Electric, so on and so forth, and they think of startups, they think of Silicon Valley, and they think of the romance of the startup. They forget the 200,000 companies that are in the middle, with sales of between 10 million and $1 billion. They're not Fortune 500, they're not startups, they've been around for a while. And these 200,000 companies are sort of the unsung heroes of American capitalism. Collectively, they produce 1/3 of all our GDP. Collectively, their economic output is greater than that of all of Germany. Collectively, in the last year, they produced 70% of all the new jobs in the United States. And yet, people don't know much about them. The National Center for the Middle Market is a little more than 2 years old. And its purpose is to fill a knowledge gap for middle market companies and about middle market companies in several directions. One is simply, we're based at Ohio State. We're based at the Fisher College of Business at Ohio State. And one is academic research about these companies. They tend to be ignored by academia. There's just not enough good research. So that's one thing. And some of that research is economic research. How big are they? What's their impact? So on and so forth. But some of it is also best practices. What are the ways that companies that are in the middle market do succession planning or leadership development, for example? A second, as I said, is developing knowledge that improves the conversation between middle market companies and the political and economic environment in which they operate. What are the needs of the middle market and what are the contributions of the middle market when it comes to economic development? I think that GE Capital was inspired in thinking about the value it can bring to the middle market and that the middle market can bring to GE, but also to the economy as a whole. But that connection between this big company that plays in many different industries and its financial arm, this group of 200,000 companies that, as I said, are the sort of the unsung heroes of American business, and this up-and-coming, rising business school and business academia generally, I think that there's an opportunity for an exchange of ideas and impact on those three nodes that can really make a difference.